Hey guys, Justin here from Flamingo, and I'm joined by the lovely Emma Harrop, busting out an interview for the first time. Thought we'd add something new to her channel. Link for her channel will be in the description, as well as her Facebook and all the usual stuff. So we'll start with talking about, tell me about the last couple of gigs you've done, and your opinion of how well they've gone.
Well, it really depends. It can be quite hit and miss. The last one I did, I believe, was at the Good Ship in Kilburn, which is in northwest London, which is a really cool venue. Played there with my old band, so that one was good. And I did Oxjam Festival recently, which was actually in someone's garden. So there's this thing now where people are like doing a lot of house gigs. So that was my first house gig, and it was nice. It was different because everyone was there and like interested, and it was a lot more intimate. So.
And imagine that if it's kind of, instead of it being in like, because for example my first gig was in a park, and it was a festival in a park, and they claimed like 10,000 people went through. So I suppose if you're doing it in someone's garden, it's a lot more close together. Yeah. There's not as much kind of looking around and seeing just an empty field.
Yeah, it's quite scary as well because like there's nowhere to hide, and they're all listening. So yeah, scary.
Moving on, what about upcoming gigs?
I've actually got two coming up next weekend. So Saturday I'm playing at a place called Bohemia in Hackney, and then Sunday I'm doing an all-day event at the George Tavern, which is it's in Whitechapel, East London anyway.
Yeah, and I haven't known you since you're on my heroin days. I haven't known you on Facebook. I see that you like upload gigs. The thing for me is, it's always the day before I get the invite, and I'm just like, what can I do there?
Yeah, I probably need to be a bit more on top of that, really.
We'll just start with the street team starting up. You might be able to let Mark know and yes, sort things out for you.
Yes, and do some more gigs around Essex as well.
Yeah. The next one is, you're currently working on an album, is it an EP?
EP, yes,
EP.
Which I have been doing for a ridiculous amount of time, but because I'm such a perfectionist, everything takes absolutely ages. So the first single from that was Your Ocean, and there's a music video, it's like an animation, so that got a really good response. And then I was going to release another track called Desperation, but I sort of put that to one side because I couldn't get the right sound that I wanted. And my next release is going to be a track I wrote called Ex-Girlfriend, and that'll be out on the 23rd. So I written that about 3 years ago, so it's quite an old song, but it's definitely one I wanted to get out there.
I've got quite an intriguing story about Your Ocean. I remember asking your permission to play your music during my streams.
Yeah.
So I created a playlist of songs that I could put in there, and I didn't realise that by only clicking on one song, that song would loop.
Oh.
So I probably clocked up 20 or 30 views. It was only after the stream my friend of mine went, you know, there was that one song playing all the way through, and I went, what? And he was like, yeah, it fit. And this is actually a quote. He said, it fit Black Ops Zombies really well. He said, because it was such a soft, lovely song.
Yeah.
And there was all this anarchy going on, and he goes, and you're panicking. He goes, and then there was this nice, beautiful song in the background that really helped.
Sounds really bizarre.
So any of our viewers, that have watched any of my stream, watched that stream in particular, will know. Have you a name for the EP?
No, but as a joke, I was going to call it Identity Crisis, just because I don't know like what sort of sound I'm still going for. I mean, I want the whole acoustic thing, but I still want to experiment with other things as well. And you know, I'm sort of at the stage where I want to explore the sound, but I don't want to confuse people too much.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Got Identity Crisis as like a working title, but I'm sure I'll think of something a lot more sensible and poetic.
Nothing wrong with being sensible. Do you know about a release date for it?
I made the mistake of putting release dates on stuff in the past, and I never meet them. So I would probably give like a ballpark of this autumn, but I wouldn't be able to give a set date because you know the amount of mixes and mastering, and we just don't know.
On that account, have you written all the songs that are going to be recorded on it?
Yes.
Could we get a song by song breakdown? Kind of tell us about the song, what inspired the song.
Okay, well the first track is called Your Ocean, and that song was inspired by, God, it's hard to sort of go back to where you were when you were in it. Yeah, it's about liking someone in a romantic way and sort of not being able to go ahead for various reasons and sort of like then distancing yourself to like protect yourself.
Or we can just say that it's about killing zombies.
Yes! That's a lot easier.
What other songs?
Desperation is actually a track that was inspired by my last band, my Heroin. You know, we all like really tried hard to sort of like make it in that band, and it got to the point where I could tell it was like falling apart, and you know, I just felt like we needed that last push, and we were getting to the stage where we all needed to like really like put in the last bit of effort, and I thought deep down it wasn't really working, but I still really wanted it to. So
that make or break situation.
Yeah. So that was basically about like the other members really.
And I hope they all watch this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the other tracks. Okay, so the one that I recorded last week, Ex-Girlfriend. It's pretty self-explanatory really. It's sort of about feeling insecure in a new relationship because you know, the guy that you're seeing is still sort of like in contact with, you know, the girl before, and you're sort of like getting worried about it and stuff. So yeah. Not much more to say about that one really.
In regards to songs like that, being someone that writes songs, are you someone that can just sit there and go, okay, kind of give yourself a scenario, or are your songs written about
personal experiences?
Yes.
Mainly personal experiences. If something happens, or if I feel like very strongly emotionally affected by something, then I feel like I have to write a song to get it off my chest as like a form of therapy. So yeah, definitely from personal experience and self-expression, but I can write things if someone just says, you know, here's a subject, write a song about that. I can do that as well, but that's more for sort of like comedy, jokey, non-serious songs. So I could do like topical things, like if you said, oh, write a song about, I don't know, global warming, I could probably do it. But I think, you know, the more sort of like personal songs are definitely about my own experience.
See, I think I always found was I could write. I was in the same boat where I wrote about personal experiences and stuff, and it was saying that I remember an ex-girlfriend one actually said to me, and she was like, "You've never written a song about me," and it was like one of them. It was like, yeah, because for me, writing a song, yes, like I could feel strongly for you, but I'm going to write a better song if it's.
And if there's no problem, there's no song.
Yeah,
like if it's going
there has to be a problem.
What are you going to sing about?
I didn't. When that relationship ended, I then wrote a Facebook status that was, I was going to write a song about you, but you wasn't worth it. Being a musician kind of, it's always intriguing to find how other people write.
Yeah, we all have different muses.
Yeah.
I sort of see it as like a diary almost. Like if I don't talk to my friends about my problems or whatever, then I know I can always like make it into a song. Yeah.
It's something I found was kind of, I had a persona at uni that kind of a bit of a jack the lad, and it's like when I had to then record songs that other people could listen to, it was always kind of for me, then they're going to see a real insight to me, and I don't know.
It is very scary.
Yeah, I find it really hesitant to kind of give that insight into like the darkest moments of your life.
I've seen quite an interesting meme on Facebook about songwriters and artists, and it said something like, we are people that want to hide but be seen at the same time. Something I could really relate to that.
I mean, as an instrumentalist, it's saying that there's always been a mossy of hiding behind your instrument.
Yeah.
I had a friend that was in a band, and I remember getting asked to do a college show, and they went, "Yeah, you sing me, not playing guitar." I went, "Why do it?" And they're like, "Why?" He goes, "My guitar's there for me to hide behind."
Yes.
Having tried singing without an instrument, it's very intimidating because you're very much, what do I do?
Yeah, I did a couple of gigs without my guitar and just felt like, my hands. Yeah. What do I do?
So how many songs are on the EP?
There's going to be 5 tracks on the EP, and that will eventually be available on iTunes. But Ex-Girlfriend is going to be the first single that will be released on iTunes. The other ones have just been through that Bandcamp.
What are the final 2 songs then that you owe me?
The next track that I'm going to record is going to be called Early Days. That's the track I've got on my YouTube channel. That song's about 2 years old now, so I'm going to do like the same sort of production thing on that. So I'm going to be adding like bass, drums, probably a bit of cello. Like cello's my favourite thing at the moment. I just put cello on everything. So Early Days, and the last one I haven't actually decided yet. I've got quite a few songs sort of like knocking about, so I'll just sort of see how I feel.
So you haven't decided to do like the Biffy Clyro thing of just going, okay, so we wrote 40 songs, so let's release just a double album.
Yeah.
We can't be asked to pick.
Yeah, I mean it's nice to have a choice, so then I can always release another EP, because the studio I'm working with at the moment, the aim is to release like 1 single a month. If I can get them out, then it should be pretty quick.
I'll skip the point. So what studio and producer are you working with?
At the moment, I'm working with a producer called Nick Meeks at DTSE Music. The studio is in Horsham. So I'm going to go back there next week and start recording Early Days, and then that should be released in a month.
What about, have you been signed by a management label or had any offers from anyone?
Well, DTSC Music is a label as well as a studio, so I'm just going through that process at the moment.
Scary process to go through.
Yeah, contract, scary.
If you ever need anyone to read it, I've got a background in it.
Okay.
I've got to point this out. It was something I noticed the other day on your Facebook page, and it really intrigued me. You have a French fan page.
Yes.
And you talk French in it.
That's nothing to do with me. Honestly, I did not set that up. Basically, I did a festival last summer called Eastbourne Extreme, and I met this French girl who really enjoyed my set, and I had a photo taken with her, I had a chat with her, and I thought, very nice. That was it. And then about, maybe a few months later, she contacted me and told me she set up this French fan group that I knew nothing about, and I had a look, and it had like all these members and stuff, and like commenting on my photos, and I was just completely amazed by it.
And you couldn't read any of it?
No. So if I want to post something, I have to use Google Translate, and then I do my statuses with that. So I could be saying something completely stupid out of context. Some things don't translate well, but I try my best.
Have you got any plans to do a tour after you've released your EP? And if so, where will you be venturing to?
The short answer would be yes. In terms of details, I have absolutely no idea where I would be going.
You got any ideas? Having been in my home when you've done quite a few...
Yeah, I've done the whole sleeping on people's sofas and stuff. I mean, it's a lot harder as a solo artist because you can't pay for the hotel on your own and travel, etc. So, it's something I really need to think about, and I think with this whole house gig thing that's happening at the moment, that will probably play quite a big part in that. So if
I've just had Mark Mervyn at me, you've got to go back to Bristol.
Okay.
Because, we want to have a trip down there.
I've actually got a friend in Bristol who's in like an all-girl rock band, so I'll hit her up. Yeah.
To be fair, we're just going to throw out a little... shout out to the Rock and Bowl Hostel. They were incredibly cheap and incredibly lovely to stay.
Okay.
What? Oh, they're looking for workers. Having watched your YouTube and stuff, have you considered collaborating with any other acts?
I would love to. I was actually thinking for Ex-Girlfriend, it would sound wicked if I could get a rapper to do something in the bridge. So, definitely open for suggestions.
Any other ideas for collaborations?
I'm really open-minded. I'll try anything, pretty much. That sounds wrong.
There you go, guys. We'll try anything.
When I say anything, I did a breakbeat track about 2 months ago. A song I written on guitar called Bad Books. A producer then made it into like this breakbeat dance thing. So that's very different.
Must have been really intriguing to listen to.
Yeah.
I can imagine that being one of them when you listen to it, you're like, I don't want to like this, but it's me!
Yes, it was weird. It's like, there's no way I can put this on my album because it's so different from the rest of the tracks, but it is really cool.
Another point to kind of make is about the fact that your YouTube channel. How are you finding YouTube? as a whole?
Yeah, it's good.
It's an intriguing one to do.
It's quite interesting to see like which videos get more views and stuff, because I've got quite a few videos that have got like maybe like 1,500 views, and that was a track for Ex-Girlfriend, so I thought that must be a popular one, and that was part of the reason why I decided to record that, because I thought people must really like that one. So it is quite good to sort of gauge, you know, which songs people like, and then I can help you decide.
It's also cool watching you try out some like cover songs. Like I saw the Iron Maiden one, and it was like an acoustic Iron Maiden song.
Yeah.
And it was just I had to watch it. Yes, for me, I'm subscribed to you. I think the channel is subscribed to you as well, and I really do. I really enjoyed the video of the little teddy bears.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of one thing. It was like having, and no disrespect meant by this for the My Heroine videos, but watching them, and it was kind of like.
It's like a different person, isn't it?
A lot of it was kind of, I watched them videos and I was like, okay, so I understand they didn't have a massive budget to do with it. I was like, they just look naff. Whereas watching the one with the bears, it was like, this looks like the kind of thing Newton Faulkner would release.
Yeah.
And it was really cool and such a simple idea to do.
Yeah, I just didn't want the typical singer-songwriter music video where there's just someone sitting there strumming a guitar. I thought it was kind of boring. I want to do something a bit more creative.
Are you going to do the typical, on your EP case, a picture of you holding your guitar?
I'll try not to do that, but you know, it's sort of like the standard thing, isn't it, really?
Okay, so Mark told me before we started this that I had to ask you some funny questions.
Okay.
And some just kind of quirky questions.
Yeah.
So the main one that I had planned anyway is, we want to know, when are you going to join a Pink Flamingo gaming episode? And well, if you do it.
Can that be from the comfort of my own home?
Yes, we can play online.
And I have to play the game.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play games very well. Are they shooting games?
It doesn't matter, we can work out a game. Me and Mark aren't a big fan of shooting games, to be fair.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's just one of them where we thought, we'll get her involved.
Next week.
Mark come up with an idea, but I'm refusing to do the idea he came up with. But so there's the three of us in Pink Flamingo. You've got me in a committed relationship, Mark in a committed relationship. John, who didn't turn up today, isn't. Could he take you out on a date sometime? I'm sure he'd love to take you somewhere like McDonald's.
Oh, well, McDonald's. Well, it's a different thing then, isn't it? I thought you were going to say Nando's.
Oh, I hate Nando's. I think Nando's is a bit too upmarket for John.
Right, okay.
You might say off for it.
Mark, have you got any more questions that you... finally we'll finish with you're going to play a song or two for us. So.
Yes, I'm going to play you my new single called Ex-Girlfriend, which will be available on iTunes.
So guys, we're going to leave off with Emma. Link will be in the description. Definitely check her out. She's a very good artist. I highly promote her. We'll leave it over to you.
Notice you're talking to your ex-girlfriend. You said don't worry, she just wants to be friends. You ask politely if I don't mind. I say no, that's just fine. But I can't help but wonder why when I thought you cut all your ties. But now much to my surprise, she is still part of your life. So why the hell did I agree? I thought that I could be mature. My biggest problem's jealousy. I know that I've been there before. You say it's only you and me, and that's how it's gonna be. But she's seeming kinda keen, and I can't compete with history. Is she prettier than me? Got me filled with insecurity. Maybe you can put my mind at ease. Is she funnier than me? Does she make better company? Maybe you can put my mind at ease. And I'm feeling like I'm losing a fight. And I'm feeling like I'm losing a fight. And I'm feeling like I'm losing a fight every time you say that it's alright. So does she call you when she knows that I am not around? And does she know about the new girlfriend that you found? Jealousy is spreading and it's eating away like a disease. Can't you see it's her, not me, that you need to appease? I could be mature. My biggest problem's jealousy. I know that I've been there before. You say it's only you and me, and that's how it's gonna be. But she's seeming kinda keen, and I can't compete with history. Is she prettier than me? Got me filled with